Hello, my name is Second, and we are playing Magica Infintum 3. And last episode, we got this fancy angel ring, which we had to go to the end. We had to find an end city, find some elytra, but we got it. So now we're going to have a much easier time with all the dangers of the overworld. Now, the first thing I want to do today is work on this house. The basement is the most finished of all of it. It's got like just walls up here, really, and then up here, I don't even really have walls, so we're gonna need some more materials. Most of all, we're gonna need sand. So we're gonna see if we can't find ourselves a desert with the nature's compass. I need a little, whoop, wrong way. A few more saplings. Now it's just some, any saplings, any wood and a compass. And what we can do is right click, and let's say we're looking for a desert. We select desert, we start the search. There's a desert 6,000 blocks away. That's a really long way. So let's see if there's like desert hills anywhere closer. And it's probably in the same spot. That's really far away. The Lush Desert is from biomes. Okay, that's much closer. That's a lot more doable. This looks cool. Oh, it's full of jerks. This guy. Here's some more of them. A nice little spot. We didn't already have a spot, I might fix it up. We got up here. There's a bell up here. See what we can steal. Alright, it wasn't much, but it was definitely worth it. Worth it just for the bell. I see what looks like a dragon spot over there. Oh, these guys. I'm gonna see if we can just snipe them. They can be a pain to deal with. Come here, you. You're not the distraction I need right now. It looks like a dragon lair, doesn't it? Oh, there it is. Oh, this is the wrong time for lag. Okay. Oh, it's tough. Okay. Took our hit points down. I don't think it's a very big one. I think we can handle it. Let's get back up in here. There it is. Dodge the lightning here as best we can. I don't mind standing back and thinking at these guys at all. Oh, we got him. We're gonna get what we're gonna get from him. Pretty much anyway. Did I bring glass bottles? I didn't, so we're not going to collect any blood from this one. But we will collect scales. There we go. Okay, here's our Lush Desert. I don't know that this is See, what I wanted was sand. And this is like all sandstone. What do we got there? Oh, it has death worms. That's another ice and fire mob. You can make like armor and stuff out of their chitin. I forget what it's called. It's gotta be an eclipse. What do we have here? Oh, that's just acacia. Yeah, it looks like we got pretty much sandstone here. Which isn't what we wanted. Good news is we're on a shoreline. So we should be able to get some sand just by finding a beach, I hope. A deathworm. Was a nice big one. They get much bigger. There's something else from Ice and Fire. A hippocampus. You can tame those, I don't know how, off the top of my head. Okay, looks like we're gonna get some kind of beach out here, even if it's snowy. We got turtles. Pick up some sand. Now the oysters we've already talked about, but we should also, from digging sand in a beach area, hopefully get some scoop. We shall see. Yeah, we've already got two, so that will help us. That will help us with turtlemancy. We're gonna want some actual turtles, but we'll be able to use the scoot itself to get some. I think there's another dragon. I don't think this is the same one. Let's see if we can take a second on. Oh yeah, this is definitely a different dragon. I don't see him. Aw, where is he? Or she? Yeah, I don't see him. I guess we'll just rob the place. So these piles you can scoop up. Get all kinds of gold nuggets out of these. So now that we got a bunch of sand cooking up, and all kinds of other things, we had practically a full backpack, we're gonna go ahead and do something about these exterior walls first. We're gonna use a bunch of blocks from Chisel, all kind of jumbled in together. See how that looks. Okay, so just as we've lightened the wall blocks down there, we are going to darken the wall blocks up here. And what are we going to use here? We're going to use crude paneling, and we got crude vertical planks. So let's see, like right over here. Get rid of this. And you can chisel these right back into regular oak planks. It's pretty good. Okay, I think that's a pretty big improvement already. So the next thing we're going to do is add some trim to the windows, I think. And we're going to do some of it pretty basic, and for some of it we're going to use some trim from Macaw's windows. I totally forgot about this guy. I just gave him a bunch of endstone to crush down so we can make the purple chalk. So it's occurred to me that if I'm gonna do what I want to do, I need grass blocks, and I don't have Silk Touch or any grass blocks, and I don't feel like building big towers of dirt up to where the window boxes are going to be and waiting for the grass to grow. So we're going to take this book that we gave to the witch and get started on Eidolon. Now, where we're going to want to start is over here in third sheet. We're going to want to make a straw effigy. And, oh, that's the Hexblades mod adding those tabs. We're going to want to make some wooden altars. And then we're going to put some stuff on the altars. And none of this is particularly hard to do. Just get a little bit of oak here. Let's see. There we go. Wooden altars. Oh, those are the... That's a set I didn't convert over. Let's go ahead and convert these back to regular oak planks. A lot of the chiseled versions won't work for stuff. 6 ought to be plenty. Now, is there an Eidolon quest line that we should be paying attention? Yeah, certainly there is. Let's see. Okay, it's gonna want a checkbox. And we're gonna want a straw effigy. Straw effigy is pretty easy to make. It's just 5 wheat. And that's another quest completed. Oh, it gave us a candle. That's nice. And it gave us a zombie head. Now we've got a check mark that I'll talk about how to deal with, and then we'll have to make pewter, enchanted ash, and we'll have to get a wraith heart. Those are kind of hard to get. They're a rare drop. We've got looting 0. So we may end up, it makes a nice little multi-block there. We're going to put the straw effigy on there. Now the way this works is the stuff you add to the altar, lighting skulls, herbs, you put goblet on there, it increases its power and its capacity. It's not entirely clear in the mod what that's all about exactly. But basically, you want to get the best stuff on here you can, and then you want to upgrade to the stone altar. More than one of the thing doesn't help. Like 2 candles wouldn't double what a candle does. Let's see what a candle does. So 2 power. So we wouldn't get 4 power from another candle. Now we might have a Wither Skull to spare. We have Wither Skull fragments, just as good. Now the Wither Skull is just better than the zombie head. You get a capacity power trade-off between zombie heads and skeleton skulls. Wither Skulls, just as good as both of them put together. We could also, okay, yeah. We have Wither Roses. We're just, all you do is you put it in a flower pot. So, I don't know that we have bricks cooked up. It's funny, I've been to the end, but I've also done so little in this pack. Where's our clay? Let's cook up a little bit of this. Just grab ourselves a Wither Rose. Oh, this house feels so much better now. So we'll put the flower pot right here with a rose in it. We'll put down the Wither Skeleton Skull, and that is about the best we can do right now. So you'll also see in the third chapter these chants that you can do. This one's 3 eyeballs. Here it is. This sign was unlocked when we gave this to the witch. So what you do is you get up close to it, You put in whatever combination of signs there are, what you're trying to do. You hit chant, and hopefully, yeah, you'll get something like that. You'll get kind of the equivalent of like, the sad trombone, if it hasn't been long enough since you've done it. It's once a day that you can do it. So, keep that in mind. And if you do it wrong, I think your time is cost. You have to spend another day, maybe. Alright, it's been a full day, so we should be able to do it again. And hopefully this time... Oh, nope. So while we're waiting for it to recharge, we're gonna need... Okay, we can actually do a lot already. There's a whole lot unlocked. Okay, cool. We will start with the Crucible. And for this, we're gonna need some pewter. And all there is to pewter is it's lead and iron. And you make this pewter blend by crafting the two together. And then you smelt it up, and you'll have some pewter. Another thing we're going to need is some enchanted ash. And that's, oh, there goes that lag. That's just these tiny little spikes. That's just some smelted bones. So when the pewter's all done, we'll have some enchanted ash. Now, one thing I want to do really quick while we're waiting for all that to cook up, I want to just briefly get into Botania. That ought to do it. We're gonna need... Do we have any Botania mushrooms? Yes, we do. That'll work just fine. We're gonna make ourselves a Petal Apothecary. Here we go. We're just gonna need a couple of cobblestone slabs. Oh, I'm not in the GUI here. And either a petal, which you can get from crafting Botania flowers with themselves, or one of the Botania mushrooms that you find underground. And I'm going to take these mystical white flowers that we have growing around. There's a color of mystical flower for each of the 16 Minecraft colors. And we're also going to need some seeds. I'm going to have to build a little stairway over there. I'll grab a seed. Petal Apothecary. Everything in it works basically the same way. You put some water in it. You put your ingredients in it, which in this case are 4 mystical white petals. You just cue them in there. And then you use some seeds. And you get your item. In this case, we've gotten ourselves a pure daisy. And the basic function of a pure daisy is it turns blocks into other blocks. Looks like we got a quest reward from Botania, too. That's, oh dear. That's quite a quest line. Alright, it gave us some stone and some oak logs. Wonderful. We're going to take these oak logs. Where did I put the thing? There it is. I have to make a spot for all of this stuff. We're going to put some oak logs around it, and you can see those particle effects. It tells you there's something happening there. And in about a minute, the blocks will transform. And in this case, because we used wood blocks, we'll get ourselves some living wood. Now we should have a good amount of pewter. Go ahead and make ourselves our crucible. There we go. And what we wanted the living wood for to make something called an open crate, and it's just living wood planks. Just like that. Open crates are like droppers, except they drop straight down every time. And the way we're going to do this, we're going to put our crucible down like so. We're going to block here. We're going to put our open crate right above it. And we're going to put our hopper right above that. We're going to want some water in here. There we go. And we'll see when it starts bubbling, it's ready to accept a recipe. I will be using that in a minute, but the next thing I want to do is make a magic workbench. We're going to need 3 red carpet, some planks, and some pewter. And this is one of the things you use to make some of the special stuff in the mod. What we're working towards is one of these Reaper scythes. Alright, let's give this another try here. Alright, we unlocked Blood Sign. So we got this trident-y fork-looking thing. So what we have to do is sacrifice an animal. And to do that, we're going to need a goblet. After that, we're going to need some arcane gold. That we're going to make in the Crucible. And now there's always a but first, and this is no exception. But first, we're going to need a ritual. We're going to need to cast this crystallization ritual. And for that, we're going to need 2 item receptacles and 1 brazier. So let's get back here into Eidolon. And there we go. Okay, so some pewter, a block of coal, and some sticks. Ought to be easy enough. There's our brazier and the stone hands. Okay, stone and stone slabs. Go ahead and make those up. Very cool. And we're going to need some redstone. And we're going to need some bone meal. I'll go ahead and get some of that. Now we're going to set this stuff up in a nice open area. But first, we're going to take advantage of this big structure. Oh, there's another one right over there. This nice big structure from Astral Sorcery. I'm going to want to smash these and destroy these water source blocks. So there's one. Another one. This will all make sense in a minute here. Right. So under here is this collector crystal. And we have a crafting table down here. With that exposed to the sky, it'll turn into a luminous crafting table. And we're going to make good use of that. Let's see what else we have in here. I'll take some metal. We have plenty of constellation paper now. We have more constellation paper, I think, than there are constellations. Yeah, so the way that works, the crystal has to be exposed to the sky to work. But it doesn't have to be nighttime in this. It's just all simple. So we're going to set this up in a nice open area. There we go. And I'm going to put a bone meal here and a redstone. Whoops. Redstone in each of these just like it says in the book here, what we have to do is get an undead near it. So we're gonna wait till nightfall. Okay, it's dark. Maybe some mobs spawn on one of these days, huh? I can't seem to get rid of that that achievement. I'll figure it out. See any mobs spawning? Come on, fellas. Oh, there they go. Okay. Let's not lose our... Oh, one of those fancy guys showed up. What is he? Oh, it's the zombie pigments. I'll just hack away at him here. I think that's the... What do we have on this thing? Frost aspect? Ice aspect. That's what's freezing him into place there. It's very handy. What do we get? Something... Oh, plus hearts. We'll be using that. That's not bad. But we could use a regular zombie. Or a skeleton or something. Just don't see much. Okay, here are a few. Get their attention. Bring him over. Yeah, come on. Come on. Now what you do is once you've got an undead in range, you light that thing, and you'll see some particle effects, things will be consumed, pop goes the zombie, and you got yourself some soul shards. We're gonna do this a few more times. Yeah, we got a regular zombie. Oof. That gave us one. Now it only works on undead, so the question is, what's undead? Is this vampire undead? Let's find out. I suspect that it's not. Oh, but there's a zombie. Yeah, okay. No go on the vampire. So now we got our soul shards. We're gonna put this crucible to use. What we need is some arcane gold. And you can see step 1 and step 2. So 2 redstone dust and a soul shard, and then 2 gold ingots. There's a sound effect. And I've always had a little bit of trouble getting these, getting the ingredients in here. That's why the open crate is going to drop it straight in. So we'll throw those in there. Listen for the sound. There it is. Throw our gold in. And we'll get some arcane gold ingots. What we want this thing for, what we want this stuff for, is to make a goblet. The goblet is going to catch blood for us. So what we're going to do, we're going to catch ourselves a chicken. And we can see our goblet. We're going to put the chicken down right here. We're going to kill it. And now you see the goblet's full of blood. Now the sign is, what is it? Okay, it's eye, fork, eye. So let's get right up close here. Eye, fork, eye. Boom! Unlocked soul sign. Led Zeppelin looking thing. So now we can make a touch of darkness. Now this is cool. What we're gonna need are some pewter inlays. And okay, eye, Zeppelin. And you throw this on the ground. Go over to mystical sign. Enchant. And it converts. And this one is not like limited. You can do it as many times as you want. Now that we've got it, we can make ourselves a scythe. It uses these tattered cloth that drop from wraiths. Soul shards, we're gonna need a couple sticks, and this unholy symbol. And you'll notice that the unholy symbol isn't consumed. That's true for a lot of recipes that use it. I made a bunch because I'm going to use it decoratively. And what the scythe does is allow you to harvest soul shards from undead without the use of the ritual. So that's very handy. We're going to harvest ourselves a good amount. Here you. Now here's a big mana and artifice zombie. I don't know if he'd give me soul shards. It doesn't look like it. Oh, spider jockey. Amazing. Don't see that every day. Crying out loud. So it turns out we're gonna need a lot more stuff to progress here. We're gonna need some zombie hearts. We have one, but we're gonna need two because we've got to make these shadow gems and we've got to make a bunch of essences of death. We might be able to get away with just one, actually, now that I look at it, because each one only costs 2. And I think you get 4 from this operation, so that's actually, we might be able to do this. But we're running low on soul shards. The Soul Enchanter is more expensive than I remember, using blocks of arcane gold. That might be an adjusted recipe for the pack, I don't know, but I thought we'd look for another oh, it's another electric blue one too. Right in his face here. Nice. And we'll get ourselves some more scales. None of these scales will be able to make ourselves a suit of armor, but they all got to be the same color scales. And while we're at it, let's deal with this guy. I think we've poisoned him. A hard time hitting him. Hit the fish. There. Hitbox is a little lower than I expected. Nice. These werewolves don't seem aggressive to me anymore. Pretty happy about that. A little bit of treasure in here. Oh, bottles of enchanting. That's awesome. That's so cool. Oh, sun's coming up. I paused the game because I wanted to show this. We're getting sucked into some sirens here. She won't last long, but that's what that is when you see that. Still hunting undead. Okay, we're not getting a lot of the special drops, but we did get 17 more soul shards, so it's a start, you know. What we're gonna do is we're gonna try, first of all, the Essence of Death. Now, what this is telling you is you have to stir it twice. And a thing I've learned is that you can stir it. Oh, we need 2 bone. Oh, we have 2 bone meal. Do we have all the ingredients? I've only got the 1 heart, so I really don't want to mess it up. You stir it twice, and you can stir it while the bone meal's dropping in. So we'll put these 2 in. Listen for the noise. Just a visual glitch there. Oh, empty hand. And then we'll put in the charcoal, and hopefully... Ah, oh, wonderful. 4 Essence of Death. Now the Soul Gem, it's even more complicated. It's Shadow Gem, I should say. It's got 4 steps and a stir in the second and third step. So let's do the best we can. There's no water in there. Okay, let's get a little water in there. Get it to boil. There it is. We're gonna need an empty hand to stir. So we'll just select our empty hand. And the noise, and a stir. I'll stir it again. Diamond in. Okay, we gotta do that one more time. Just threw the last diamond in. Oh, very good. Okay. Almost everything. We just need 2 of these gold inlays, and we're gonna make blocks out of this. And I'm gonna take it over here, and unfortunately this thing doesn't have JI compatibility, at least not as yet. We're gonna put the obsidian down, and a book in, and our inlays, and we got 1 Soul Enchanter. And this thing is going to be worth all the trouble. Because what you can do, you put your soul shards in, you put something in, and you can add enchantments to it. So we'll add Slayer. What we're looking for, though, is looting. You know, I'll take Nature's Mend. We haven't gotten into Nature's Aura yet, but as a reward, I must have it somewhere else. We got a full aura catch, so we can actually use the Nature's Mend. And you reset just the same way that you would, like normally, like I want that. But let's say I don't want any of these. If we put an enchantment on something else, it'll reset it for you. So awesome. Well, I ran out of soul shards before I got looting, but you get the basic idea. Now, I thought I saw on the map, yeah, down there. Another dragon. We did get a whole lot more enchantments, and you can use this on armor too. I was just using it on the 2 weapons because I happen to have them. Yeah. Oh, it's a little baby one. I feel bad. Wasn't attacking. Probably wouldn't come after it. Oh, that's loud. Let's turn that down. They have a lot of health, but we got a lot of armor. and we do a lot of damage. Where are these pillagers? There they are. They're in that structure back there. Okay. I did bring glass bottles this time because we do want some blood from all of the different types of dragons. And by types, I mean, yeah, lightning, fire, and ice. Okay, we finally got looting 1. Doesn't look like we're gonna get looting 2. That's okay. Should have a little bit easier time getting the shards next nightfall. And it turned out we had a Silk Touch shovel after all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on detailing the outside of the house. We got a lot done with Eidolon today, so thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.